This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. You will hear a conversation between a man and a woman about registering an exotic pet.
Good morning. Welcome to Exotic Pet Hub. How can I assist you today?
Hello, I'd like to register my new pet. I recently rescued it and heard this is the place to start.
Absolutely. What kind of pet are you registering?
It's a tropical parrot.
A parrot. Wonderful. And what color is your parrot primarily?
Mainly red with some green and yellow accents.
Great. Where did you rescue your parrot from?
It was found in a suburban backyard, quite an unusual sight.
Interesting. Now, what does your parrot prefer to eat? We like to note their diet carefully.
It mainly enjoys fresh fruit, especially tropical kinds like mango and papaya.
Perfect. Lastly, there's a registration fee of $25.
All right, could I pay by card?
Certainly. Let me just process that for you.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
Now, let's go over the daily schedule for your parrot. Starting with the early morning.
Sure. Around 6 a.m., I usually give breakfast, which includes some seeds and water.
And what about in the afternoon?
I check on its health around 2 p.m., ensuring it's active and well.
How about later in the day?
By 4 p.m., I involve it in some enrichment activities, like problem-solving games.
That sounds good. Is there a time for free flight as well?
Yes, typically at 7 p.m., I'll let it fly freely around the room for a bit of exercise.
And finally, when does it settle down for the night?
Bedtime is usually at 9 p.m., where it has a quiet corner to rest.
Excellent. That's everything I need. Your parrot is all set for registration.
Thank you so much for your help.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. You will hear a tour guide talking to a group of visitors about a subterranean glowworm cave.
Welcome, everyone, to our fascinating tour of the glowworm caves, where nature has painted an unforgettable masterpiece beneath the Earth's surface. One of the unique features of this cave is the bioluminescent ceiling that gives you an illusion of a starry night right under the ground. Our journey today will last about 45 minutes. During this time, you will experience the cool and serene atmosphere of the cave, so please make sure to wear something warm. It is important to adhere to some guidelines while inside the cave. For the glowworm's protection, please refrain from using flash photography as the light can disturb them. Also, try to keep your voices low since the glowworms are sensitive to sound. Now, a bit of history. This cave was actually discovered by local children playing in the area many decades ago. They stumbled upon the cave purely by accident, which then became one of the most exciting explorations around. Before we enter, I'd like to remind you to leave your personal belongings at the reception desk to prevent any damage or loss.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20.
Inside, you will travel through the water in small boats that glide quietly, allowing us to fully appreciate the environment without disturbing the serenity. One of our highlights includes fascinating rock formations that resemble various animals. These naturally formed wonders never cease to amaze. Additionally, I'll be sharing some historical accounts from local tribes who used to regard these caves as a sacred place. For those of you who enjoy creative pursuits, we offer artistic workshops where you can engage in sketching or painting sessions inspired by your experience here. Finally, once you've completed the tour and you wish to relax, there is a lovely picnic area nearby where you can unwind and perhaps discuss the incredible sights you've witnessed today.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. You will hear students discussing their project on biodegradable plastics with their tutor.
So for our project, we're focusing on developing biodegradable plastics. Our main goal is to significantly reduce plastic waste. That's an important initiative. How do you plan to approach this goal? We're primarily studying the decomposition process, and we've chosen to look at several biodegradable plastic types from natural sources like cornstarch. Ah, interesting. And what challenges have you faced so far? One major issue has been sourcing the suitable materials at a reasonable cost. Additionally, we've had some difficulty finding reliable experimental data to reference. That's common in such innovative research. Make sure to document your process rigorously. What's your expected outcome? We're hoping to produce a comprehensive environmental impact report and possibly get published in a recognized scientific journal. We've shortlisted several testing methods. We're planning to use both industrial composting and biodegradation in soil to monitor degradation rates.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30.
Aside from materials cost, we're concerned about the time constraints. The degradation processes take months and may extend the project timeline. Understandably, managing such a timeline is crucial. It'd be beneficial to partner with students from material engineering for expertise. Yes, we've actually partnered with them. Currently, our focus is on plastics derived from renewable sources like sugarcane. We're also simulating real-world conditions using laboratory methods to assess the degradation rates. How are the results looking at this stage? So far, initial results indicate a reduction in waste weight by as much as 30% within the first 6 months. That's promising. Be sure to prepare for your findings to be published in the upcoming Environmental Science Conference.
That is the end of Section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. You will hear a lecture about medieval manuscripts. Complete the notes as you listen. Write one word only for each answer.
Today, we delve into the fascinating world of medieval manuscripts. Manuscripts from the medieval period were the primary means by which knowledge was transferred across generations. The primary purpose of these manuscripts was indeed to disseminate knowledge, especially before the invention of the printing press. They were crucial for the preservation and continuation of educational, religious, and cultural teachings. Most manuscripts were produced within the confines of monasteries. Monasteries during the medieval times functioned as the epicenters of learning and literacy. Monks and scribes worked within these religious spaces to produce handwritten texts. The pages of these manuscripts were made from parchment, a specially prepared animal skin, which was the most durable and accessible material of the time. Furthermore, many manuscripts were adorned with elaborate decorations, which often included intricate borders and initial letters illustrated with vibrant pigments. This flourishment of art was not just decorative, but also served to highlight important sections of the text. Although various languages are found in manuscripts from different regions, Latin was the most prevalent language, especially in those produced in Western Europe. Latin was the scholarly lingua franca of the medieval period, providing a universal language for intellectuals across different regions. Among the distinct types of manuscripts, illuminated manuscripts are perhaps the most famous. These are characterized by the generous use of gold leaf or paint, which illuminates or lights up the page, hence the name. The process of creating a manuscript was extremely laborious and could take months or even years to complete. It involved the combined efforts of scribes, illustrators, and binders, each contributing their skill set to the final product. Such collaborative work varied considerably in its level of artistry and craftsmanship. While religious texts formed the bulk of manuscript production, a significant number of secular texts were also produced, covering a wide range of subjects, such as literature, philosophy, and medicine. The manuscript tradition continued to evolve and thrive until the proliferation of the printing press in the mid-15th century, which eventually led to its decline. The printing press revolutionized the way information was disseminated, quickly making the handcrafted manuscript less relevant. During the manuscript's heyday, certain monastic orders adhered strictly to meticulous standards. In some instances, monasteries required their scribes to adhere to a vow of silence while at work, to maintain focus and devotion to their task. This vow ensured that there were no distractions, thus allowing the scribes to concentrate fully on the laborious task of writing and copying texts.
That is the end of section 4. You now have 10 minutes to check your answers.
Hey there, did you get them all right? Smash the like button and subscribe for more daily IELTS tests.